is the 77 WABC minicast.
Chris Swecker, I watch him a lot because I watch all this coverage on Nancy Guthrie on Fox News day in and day out. And you guys know I'm very friendly with Paul Morrow, Nicole Parker, Donna Rotuno. But Chris Swecker has been doing a tremendous job, former FBI guy. And he's kind enough to join us this morning, this story gripping the nation. Chris, good morning, pal. How are you?
Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Carolina.
Is that where you are, north or south?
North.
My wife, my beautiful wife of 33 years, going on 34 in June, my beautiful wife, Danielle, spent 15 years living in Charlotte, North Carolina. Her father still lives there. We go back and visit every summer. And I agree, it is a beautiful part of the country.
Yeah, I'm in Charlotte, as a matter of fact. We probably go to the same stores and restaurants.
You probably do. I know that he took me a couple of times on Friday night to Matthew's Independence for the fish fry. $9, all the fish you can eat. You know what I'm saying, Chris?
Oh, yeah. Right around the corner.
Oh, there you go. Well, listen, you've done a great job, and the story continues to grip the nation. But I do think we're at that tipping point now. Now it's almost 2 weeks. It's day 12. And I think people, including me, who have watched your coverage hours and hours a day, we're about ready for an answer. You know, the video of the guy at the front door and the glove on the side of the road and detaining somebody who turned out to be innocent. All that, yeah, that'll keep the eyeballs on the screen. But I think, to be honest, Chris, Americans are getting very frustrated that here we are, day 12, and at least according to Patel this morning, there are no real suspects. What can you tell me this morning?
Yeah, and it's not unique, but this is probably one of the most public investigations I've ever seen, where a lot of it's taking place outdoors, you know, and you can see just about everything that these agents and these sheriff's department investigators are doing. So it's almost like they're doing it in a big stadium, and there's a play-by-play announcer. So every little thing they do gets dissected to the nth degree. You know, I think the case is grinding away. You know, this is a point in the investigation. You know, it was revealing yesterday when they detained this guy and had to release him. Out of 18,000 leads, that was their best lead, and that kind of disappointed me because I thought the investigation was really churning along and hitting some critical mass. But that kind of dashed that expectation, and now I think it's a data game. It's the cell phone analysis. It's the video that they may be retrieving or are retrieving from the businesses where the neighborhoods empty out into the business districts where you have real cameras, good cameras. It's the license plate readers. It's the backpack going to Walmart or wherever that backpack was purchased, and going through all the receipts and trying to determine, place all that information together, and you might find a commonality. But I think we're not back to square one. But I think it's just grinding out right now.
Mm-hmm. That's not good. We don't have time. If you believe Nancy's alive, and I know you can't say this on Fox, but I'm going to say it here, and I hope I'm wrong, because I like Savannah, and Nancy seemed like a lovely lady. There's no logical reason to believe this woman's alive. I mean, she had that heart medication she needed daily. Supposedly, she's been without it for 12 days, unless the bad guy went out to a drugstore and bought it, which is kind of ridiculous. There's been no proof of life, not a voice, not a picture. So while people on Fox News talk about this continued optimism and Savannah Guthrie says she's out there alive somewhere, what do you expect her to say? The truth is, for people like me, every day that goes by while it continues to use your word, grind, is more likely this woman's dead.
Yes. I mean, in a left-handed sort of way, the best case scenario would have been a kidnapping for ransom and some proof of life offered up. But I'm afraid this TMZ is a honeypot for scammers. I think.
By the way, I'm glad you brought that up because, and I like Harvey. He's been on this show many times talking about stuff less serious, like National Enquirer stuff. And here we are in the middle of probably the biggest, event since the OJ trial. And this is not a place for TMZ, and he keeps getting letters, and he's on Fox News, on Sean Hannity almost every night. I like Harvey, but to be honest, Chris, you're an FBI guy. It's a little silly that the guy from TMZ is that directly involved in this case.
Yeah, it's actually a hindrance, I think, because scammers now know that all they have to do is shoot a letter or some demand to TMZ, and they're going to get a lot of airtime. And TMZ, I think, is taking that and running with it. But I knew early on when they couldn't come up with a credible authentication that came from Nancy, some personal information that would have only come from her, that wasn't a serious kidnapping ransom demand. That was a scam. And I think this lead, you're not going to pay $56,000 for each lead. That's the kind of leads that are coming into the tip line every day. Hey, I know who the kidnappers are. Well, the FBI is not going to pay $56,000 or whatever the Bitcoin rate is for every single lead. What they are going to do is go pay this person a visit if they can find them. And I can guarantee you that email address will resolve back to someplace in Eastern Europe somewhere, someplace overseas, because this has just brought out the scammers. It's like a hurricane when all the scamming contractors show up and
sure.
They start feeding on it. It's sad to see, but it happens.
So this glove that investigators found on the side of the road yesterday, the New York Post is taking credit for that. Do we even know at this point if that glove belonged to one of the quote-unquote bad guys?
No, we don't know. I mean, I think the FBI has surged their resources, and as these agents and analysts keep showing up, they can do more things and they can send them further out. And this could be a really good find if there's DNA on the inside. Gloves are great for that, DNA on the inside, because your hand is sweating and cells shed. And then on the outside, if this is the glove, it may have touched Nancy when she was bleeding, then you might have a twofer there. You'd have her DNA and the perpetrator's DNA. But I don't, I'm skeptical that 12 days or 11 days out that glove is still there with all the wind and everything that happens, out in the desert. I'm a skeptic, I guess, maybe a little bit of a cynic, but
how about a realist? How about a realist?
That is the glove.
How about a realist? Okay, I actually find you refreshing because everybody is so deathly afraid, to be honest, because of directors from TV stations, or they're afraid Savannah Guthrie is going to hear. I mean, Savannah's a lovely girl, and I want this to end well for the Guthrie family, but I've never seen a whole news cycle basically change the way they cover things because they're nervous they're going to upset the Guthrie family. I mean, are you kidding me? We want answers. Right. They want answers too, but it's kind of crazy, Chris, no?
I agree with you 100%. I think the press is being very aggressive and dissecting everything except certain things, and they're sort of dancing around the brother-in-law, I think, right now, and nobody wants to get caught up in a defamation lawsuit, but that is clearly the FBI is considering a family member because they are. I mean, they've almost established a permanent presence in that neighborhood, searching through that immediate vicinity of that family's house. And I'm not making allegations here. I'm just saying it's something that the FBI is looking at and might as well deal with it.